Bonjour, je m'appelle Lorne Holyoak. Je suis le président actuel de la Societe Canadienne d'Anthropologie. Hello, my name is Lorne Holyoak, and I'm the current president of the Canadian Anthropology Society. This year marks the 40th anniversary of the founding of the Canadian Anthropology Society, and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to speak to you about the future of anthropology. Cette année marque le 40e anniversaire de la fondation de la Société canadienne d'anthropologie et je suis très heureux d'avoir l'occasion de vous parler de l'avenir de l'anthropologie. Big data. This is an area that is becoming more and more an obsession with government, with marketers, and big business, and researchers and statisticians. But big data will always need to be placed in a social and cultural context and economic and political context and so forth. And anthropologists are well placed to contribute to big data through the breadth and depth of the ethnographic data that we have collected over the many decades that the discipline has been practiced. But also because anthropology provides us with a unique standpoint for critical analysis of the cultural assumptions that are embedded in the data that is collected and that contributes to big data. This idea that big data will replace theory, which is being widely discussed, I think is one that anthropologists will have to engage and challenge. Another area that anthropologists will become more and more engaged in is climate change and the environmental impacts of climate change and the impacts that those environmental changes will have on all societies, but particularly Indigenous peoples, marginalized groups, and geographically vulnerable communities. I think that anthropologists in Canada in particular are very conscious of the potential role that we can play in providing support to Indigenous peoples impacted by climate change and the role in advocating for policy changes that will lessen the effects of climate change for the peoples of Canada who live in geographically isolated areas and remote and rural communities and so forth. This applies anthropology directly to people's lives, and that's another area where we need to be thinking about the future of anthropology, the practice of anthropology in the applied domain. In particular, if anthropologists are going to be working for corporations, for government, for NGOs, for all sorts of different groups, what kinds of ethical questions do we need to face? How are we going to reconcile anthropological ethics with the demands of our employers? And for that matter, what are anthropological ethics in the applied context? The future in anthropology is going to be very much concerned with reconciling the desire to make anthropology relevant and meaningful to larger society in terms of policy and economic development, and the anthropological ethics that we have developed as a largely academic discipline over the last 150 years. So those are my thoughts, and I thank you for this opportunity, and good luck with the conference.